Pleasure to
Nice
meet
meeting
you.
Fee.
Bye, nice to meet you.
So, I've rambled on. What's your questions? You look so bright.
Yeah, I feel better.
Isn't that amazing? Now, what if you ran into a bunch of friends, you gave them 16 ounces of water, and you put a stick in, and you waited 10 minutes to have them guzzle it, and you felt the results that, you know, your partners feel a result like you're feeling right now.
Yeah.
Is that duplicatable?
Yeah.
Is that easy? So this is really all you need to know about the business. Unless you meet a scientist and then you gotta explain things. And then Aaron, you're gonna get it, right? Or you can call me and just get me on the phone, or send him to Tom's website. If you Google Tom Maurer Sr. and the AGE pill, he describes it all.
For right now, though, Erin has an interview tomorrow to work at a daycare at the fitness club she belongs to. And so we're really not looking at this as a home-based business opportunity. We're looking at this as the resources that are available here to help our bodies.
Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. And we all need that.
Yeah, definitely, it's good to start individually, then you can say to somebody else, hey, what are you doing? What are you taking? You know, and this thing, you can tell them what's going on.
Yep. You share your story, and you're just sharing what happened to you. So it's not like selling something.
One of the things you shared with me, and you sent me a text with regard to what's going on with Erin as a phase 1, phase 2, phase 3, phase 4. And the first thing was to take, in fact, what you just talked for a while.
Yeah.
And then it was to go to the brain
Vitality.
and then something else, and then something else. So if you can kind of
Yeah,
explain
if you
that
could fill
to
me in
Erin.
on that would be good.
Okay, so Brain Vitality is a beautiful cocktail that Tom has come up with for supporting the brain function. And one of the key things that I've learned from being in this company is that in India, they have very low rates of Alzheimer's and dementia in India because they cook with a lot of turmeric. It's that yellow spice. So turmeric is related to why they have low rates. So Tom extracts out from turmeric something called curcumin, which is 7 times and even 8 times more powerful than turmeric. And it's in the Brain Vitality. Another part that is in the Brain Vitality is magnesium. So magnesium is extremely important for brain function. And there's lots more ingredients that's in the Brain Vitality. But what I'm hearing in the field of people who are using it is depression is greatly improved. Alzheimer's and dementia, people are literally within 2 weeks remembering things that they couldn't remember 2 weeks ago, the elderly. We have a story of a man who was schizophrenic actually admitted into the hospital, and they brought his wife in and told her that he wouldn't function in society. He would never be able to provide for the family. But they found Sisel. He's been on the Brain Vitality. He's now sharing Sisel, and he's a normal functioning person. Because what we're doing is we're giving the brain the food that it needs to function properly. Now, our brain is mostly fat. So,
Cholesterol.
yes. So we aren't getting good fats in our diet because we like corn oil or cook with all these bad fats. Plus, we're told to stay away from fat. But without good omegas, your brain is not going to function as properly as it should. So fish oil is in our Super Omega Plus, which is the next ingredient I would highly recommend for brain function, because fish oil, if you've ever had a doctor tell you you need fish oil, you're going to get fish oil that's omega-3, and it's going to come from the ocean, which has mercury in it. Tom doesn't want you to have mercury, so he has cold water sources that actually provide omega-3. And then he has algae oil in it and krill oil. And algae oil is 40% greater in capacity than just regular old fish oil, plus the krill oil is 60% greater in capacity than just plain old fish oil. then it's all balanced. He's figured out that perfect balance that your body needs. If you're taking an omega outside of like just an omega-3, your omegas are getting off balance in your body, which can cause havoc on you. So he's figured out the perfect balance because he's studied it and he's researched it. And also he puts in that Super Omega Plus rosemary extract, which is excellent for your skin, your hair, your nails. It helps your hair grow. And also vitamin D. We all lack vitamin D. So he threw that in there because he knows that you need vitamin D. He also put in there vitamin E, so you're getting the vitamin E. He also put in there DHA and EPA, which EPA and DHA are both very powerful antioxidants. Now, I always recommend somebody who's in an awful lot of pain to do the Renovator and the Super Omega Plus, because all of those omegas, the EPA and DHA, are all scientifically proven to be huge anti-inflammatories. And you can research it on the National Institute of Health. I also found that EPA and DHA is very critical for cataracts. So anybody that has cataracts, you should put them on the Super Omega Plus. Am I missing anything in that Super Omega Plus?
Real quick, I've heard this from somebody. Cholesterol in our brain, is that separate from the cholesterol in eggs? Is that the same thing?
I'm not even gonna try to answer that.
Okay.
Research it. I might be a biochemist, but I don't know it all.
Okay. I'll have to look at it.
I do know that an increase in cholesterol in the bloodstream is something that doctors will trigger to put you on cholesterol medicine. But Tom will tell you that he's researched it, and it's not really high cholesterol that's dangerous. It's the oxidation of that high cholesterol in your bloodstream.
What's that one supplement they putting older people on that they take all the time? It's for the heart. I guess President Trump takes it.
You mean anti-cholesterol medicines?
Yeah.
Yeah, they're so.
funny. There's a lot of different ones, yeah.
So what I have discovered in my research about cholesterol medication is that it blocks the heart from absorbing, or the cell from absorbing CoQ10. That's the other ingredient in that Super Omega Plus. I knew I was missing one.
CoQ10 is a big deal.
Yes. So there's CoQ10 in our Super Omega Plus. It helps your heart pump 40 to 60% greater in capacity. Now, this is more research Tom's done. If you take a CoQ10 that's on the shelf, it crystallizes when it hits your bloodstream. Tom has figured out something to put with that to keep it from crystallizing. Efficiency. So when you use our products, that's why we're seeing results, because he does the research. So you just got to trust the science, trust his work.
I know a good friend of mine, he's stage 5 Parkinson's, and his regular medical doctors had him on CoQ10 for like 20 years, and his illness, of course, he's last stage is stage 5, but he should be a lot horrible. So he's like turned the clock back like 10 years. I mean,
Really?
he's had Parkinson's for like 30 years. And yeah, one of the big deal the doctor makes him take is CoQ10 for to slow down the Parkinson's, and it helps with the balance in his brain and that.
Yeah, that's awesome. That's awesome. So,
Then there was a fourth product after,
okay, let me think about that. Brain Vitality, H2 Water, probably Age Pill. So the Age Pill, we already talked about that. We're cleaning up the cells. And some of the individual ingredients within the Age Pill are actually linked to
I'm just gonna write down some
anxiety.
of these
So we have a lady who has been on all of the Sisel products for probably, I think, about 5 years. And she would get anxiety, panic attacks when she got on the airplane. And when we launched the AGE pills, she got on the Facebook and said, "Oh my gosh, I flew and didn't have an anxiety attack." So I'm just going by reports in the field. So I would definitely recommend that too. Clean up the cells, and we've had reports of children thinking better on the AGE pill. Now, let's talk about something very, very, very important. I beg people to work with me when they get on the Sisel products, because if you don't and you detox too fast, you can crash. And if you don't talk to me and you miss out on the science behind these products and you decide to pull out, you're actually going to continue to get worse. But for instance, the AGE pill, we've had reports of, there was a woman who, she's Amish, her house burnt down. So she's standing in the snow with no shoes on. And when she gets on the AGE pill, her feet hurt. Now, my hips hurt me, especially my right hip, after I fell 15 feet. I've always had trouble with my right hip. My right hip, my first month and a half on the AGE pill, it was just a real strange pain. And another story, we had a 10-year-old who had glaucoma, and the parents put him on the AGE pill. His eyes turned bright red. A normal parent would be like, oh, this stuff is crap, and pull him off the AGE pill. But because the parents understood the science behind the AGE pill, I think it was a week or two later, I think it was reported at 2 weeks, he went back to the eye doctor and his glaucoma was gone and his eyesight was restored. Now, what the doctors had said about this 10-year-old boy was that he would probably have surgery and it probably wouldn't work and he would probably be blind. That's what the doctors were expecting. So what I'm theorizing as to what the AGE pill is doing, if you've had injury somewhere in your body and your stem cells are being made in your bone marrow and your body's sending it to where the dead cells are, you're going to feel it. But if you hang in there, but you might have to back off, take 1 pill a day, morning and night, just 1. If you don't drink enough water with even the brain vitality, what's another huge detoxer that I'm thinking of? I can't think of it right now. If you don't drink enough water and you're not helping to flush those toxins out of your body, you might get a headache because they're not getting out.
So the brain vitality detox is also?
I'm not going to answer that because I'm not sure. I know the Body Shield detoxes. That's another product I do suggest for you. I did talk to you about that. Yep. The Body Shield has fulvic acid in it. If you Google fulvic acid, ours is organic fulvic acid. It's one of the most powerful chelators. What that means is it grabs a hold of metals and gets them out of your body.
Oh, I actually went to the doctor earlier today. Can you like not video me right now? Thank you. I don't hear you record it.
Dad?
It's making me nervous.
I got you.
So I went to the doctor earlier today, and it's this holistic person that I started working with, and they did blood tests on me, and basically what came back is that I'm low in minerals.
Okay.
I'm good with the metals. I don't have anything like I'm in a normal range with the metals, but she had supplements that she basically I'm trying to get off of the medication and on for anxiety.
Great.
And she came up with a plan for me that includes zinc, it includes multi-minerals, and I told her, and there's some other things like salt, like this Himalayan, or not Himalayan, but Celtic sea salt, magnesium, but I told her that I was also interested in learning more about the Sisel products, and that I was going to this meeting today. So I guess this sounds really good. I like the idea of working, if I worked with her, then there'd be somebody to like supervise me coming off of the medication,
Sure.
which I like, but I'm thinking if I could combine both of them, or if I could, like you're saying that might not be necessary though, because like if I did the triangle of life, then that would, like I wouldn't need minerals in addition to that.
No. If you choose to buy the Sisel products, the Spectrum Max has 74 essential vitamins and minerals in it,
Wow.
with fulvic acid in it,
Okay.
which fulvic acid doesn't just chelate out heavy metals, but it helps deliver nutrients to the inside of the cell.
Right.
There is tons of research on fulvic acid. It's also really good for worms. I've found it. And also the Body Shield has in it kelp. So there's just so much research that supports it. Also, I found research where if you have a surgery, like Todd and I have had, if you include the fulvic acid in with calcium, it helps the bone absorb the calcium. Like there's research that supports that. So what I have found with, now this is just my experience.
Yeah.
I had a lady with Lyme's disease come to me, and she was on the products. In 2 months, she told me she was 75% better already and all she did was take the Avenger and the Body Shield. Then she called me probably 4 months later and she says, I'm leaving you and I'm going to a naturopath. And I said, okay. So she went to the naturopath for 2 months, spent $440 a month on the supplements that the naturopath had recommended for her, and she crashed. I just now got her back on the Sisel products, and her blood sugars went up to 400. When she went off Sisel, her first 2 weeks on the Body Shield, her blood sugars came right back down. It's been just a little over 100, sometimes in the 60 zone for her. So this is just, and I have another guy who had Lyme's disease. Conventional doctors couldn't help him. He was too far gone. And then he went to a naturopath. The naturopath brought him up to a better level, but then he leveled out. He came to me and he's testifying to me that he's improved greatly on our products. So what I would suggest is before you buy, and they're gonna be more expensive according to what some of my people are telling me, compare what she wants, like the magnesium, you have that in the Brain
Yeah.
Vitality. And if you're lacking minerals, we can start you on the Spectramax and the Encompass 360, because the Encompass 360 is all full of tons and tons of minerals, and there's like 5 ingredients within our Encompass 360 that help with brain function. And I don't know if I actually have a paper on the Encompass 360, but you can find all of this on the Sisel.net.
Yeah.
Okay,
One-
I probably gave it to you.
You were talking about your hip and the other injuries that people, Erin's had something called a snapping scapula. Don't know if that's in fact what it is, but it's inhibited her from being able to work with gymnasts and kids because she doesn't have the strength, or it bothers her.
Okay.
What it was that helped your hip, and others that you've described may even help her
So
snapping scapula?
Is it because the muscle's weak?
No, I think that's something that I wouldn't, well, anyhow, it's not because of the muscles weak, no. It's
Okay.
just-
Old injury.
Yeah.
So for me, I had extreme nerve damage. I could only walk half a mile and I'd be tired. When we got the Sizzle Rip, Todd, you just pulled one of those out. When I got the Sizzle, the Sizzle Rip, when I started drinking this, I can walk 2 miles a couple times a day, nonstop. And this has greatly increased my muscle strength in my neck. Before I got on the Sisel products, period, I'd have to lift my head up off the pillow with my hands to turn over because I couldn't lift my head up off the pillow. And I don't work out, but I used to work out in the military back in 1989 when I fell. I was a huge girl. I am gaining muscle mass. My shirts are starting to get tight, and I'm not even working out, but it's because of the Sisel Rip. So if you have need support for your bone structures, this would be a great supplement for you. And it will strengthen your entire back to help hold things together, Todd.
So if I did take this route, or what was can you say that again, what you, like the products, the order that I should go in?
Well, I would do the H2 because of how it just wakens you up, and it being the most powerful antioxidant there is. We have so much crazy good stuff that's happening with that. So I would do the H2 first.
Okay.
Then I would do the Brain Vitality because your brain needs proper nutrition. It's really hard to put an order on this stuff, so you need minerals. So I would do the
Yeah.
Spectramax.
Spectrum is.
It's the liquid.
Is that the one that's got the 90 plus minerals and vitamins, or is it?
74 essential vitamins and minerals and 40 antioxidants. That's this one. So it's got every color of fruits and vegetables that are in it. So if you think about buying vitamin E, that's one antioxidant. Or vitamin C, you buy it, but it's just one antioxidant. You're getting 40 in this thing. So what that's doing is it's protecting your cells from oxidative damage.
Right.
So now what the Eternity will do is help deliver that nutrients up into your brain. I've read it. Resveratrol does that. It delivers it crosses the blood-brain barrier. I had to look it up because I wasn't even sure what blood-brain barrier meant. But it's the bloodstream delivering all the nutrients up into the brain. And this also was given to a young child who was in school, the Eternity. The teacher wrote a letter to the parent and said, you either get this child on medication or I'm removing this child from class. Well, This parent decided to put that child on the Eternity, and like it was a month or two later, this parent writes a note to our teacher writes a note to the parent, says, hey, thanks for putting your child on medication. I used your child as an example in class today. She's like, called the teacher. She's like, what do you mean you used my child as an example? Oh, they're so well behaved, I put them right in front of the class and told the rest of the class to watch this kid. Like, she was the show of the day because she's starting to concentrate and do her homework and she's settled down. So you see how it's so hard to put an order of preference for you. There's so many benefits to all this. Fukoidan is also, it's a seaweed that comes from Japan. So when Tom had a previous company that he had to sell, and in the sale agreement of that company, he wasn't allowed to sell in the United States for 5 years after the sale of that company. And that company's tried to really come after him too. Yeah, so, but he went to Japan to study the Japanese culture because the Japanese are the longest living people on the planet of the earth, and what he found is that they consume $300 a month minimum of fukoidan, which is a seaweed. And he come back to his manufacturing facility that he built, and he built a $3.5 million machine to make the strongest form of fukoidan there is on the planet. Plus he did a bunch of research. There's 3 different forms of fukoidan. There's U, F, and G, which are the different strains of fukoidan or seaweed, and then he super concentrates it. And he adds some ingredients to it that help it with the delivery system into your body. This bottle costs $51 for us to buy as a wholesale partner. Well, guess what happened? 500 Japanese joined his business in Japan in 2006. And they will sell that bottle in Japan for like 2 and 3, 4 times the price because they understand the power of fukoidan. Top researchers say that fukoidan is the most powerful plant on earth that has the most benefit to the body that there is. It balances hormones. That's why my fibroid tumor went away. That's why my endometriosis went away. I think endometriosis is linked to estrogen, high estrogen. So, getting to that, let me talk to you about the whole most important thing about Sisel. Sisel is about being toxic free. So what we have designed at Sisel is there's estrogen mimics in your laundry soap, your dish soap, your skincare, your body washes that make your estrogen levels go up, which is causing premature menopause. It's causing girls are having their menstrual cycles in 3rd grade today. I just talked to a lady who works in the school district. That blows my mind. We didn't have our menstrual cycles till at least junior high. 3rd grade, are you kidding me? It's because of the ingredients in our products that are disrupting our whole hormone cycles. And boys are being born with feminine qualities. It's because of toxins. So Tom comes out with, we have a vegetable wash, get the pesticides and herbicides off your fruits and vegetables. We have a dish
Airplane
soap.
fuel, like an airplane stuff too, but that's another subject.
Yeah, so all the more reason why we do need Body Shield. Get those, we're exposed to toxins every day, and some of them we can't control, but we can control what's going on in our home. We also have a vibrant laundry soap. So I have talked to so many people in my business that want me to help them physically or mentally, but they're not going toxic free. It's so important to get these toxins off of your body. Sodium lauryl sulfate is in it makes everything bubbly. Your toothpaste bubbly. It makes your laundry soap, your dish soap, your body washes all bubbly. I don't know if it's in shaving cream or not, but sodium lauryl sulfate, I did more research on it. It absorbs in your body. It's found in your kidney, your liver, your brain, and your lungs. So rinsing your clothes in the washer is not enough. It's still getting in you. And it damages the protein structures of these organs. And we wonder why liver damage and kidney damage is on the rise. And so we have a laundry soap that is toxic free. Babies that have rashes, we've had partners try every laundry soap there is on the market for their babies, and their rashes did not go away until they used ours. So it's the Sisel Safe. Now our mission is that we promise to not have one toxic ingredient in anything that we make. And our toothpaste, if you use our toothpaste with our Terminator mouthwash, your dentist is gonna ask you what you're using, because your mouth is gonna be cleaner than everybody else's. My husband and I can both tell you this. Also, what the Terminator is good for is if you have a cut, you can spray it on a cut and it won't get infected.
Oh, wow.
And the ingredient that he uses, I think it's called anhydrous chloride. I forget. I can't learn it all. I need your help.
I remember the toothpaste was pretty reasonable prices. There's good prices in there.
Yeah. And the toothpaste, like you need just a tiny little bit on your toothbrush. It could probably last you 3 months, maybe 4 months. I've never really kept, but I know it lasts me several months. And, but it also, I was actually reading today, it has calcium hydroxyapatite in it, which actually strengthens the enamel on your tooth. And so, let's just remember to be toxic free. Shampoo. Why are people getting cataracts? Because of the toxins in your shampoo. Go toxic free, save your eyes. They're worth it. What about Johnson & Johnson that just got sued for the ingredients in baby shampoo? They just got sued for the ingredients damaging babies' eyes. They don't care.
Was it a dye in a bra that caused breast cancer? That was one of them too. Something that they made in the bra, the dye that was giving women breast cancer.
Wow.
There's all kinds of stuff goes on and on and on.
And I just read, I've been doing a few clips on the Facebook, and
Baby powder.
yeah, baby powder, oh,
That's
talc.
new.
Talc powder, baby powder, that they just got sued for talc powder. It mimics the molecules very close to asbestos. So now Johnson & Johnson's getting sued for their baby powder. It causes cancer. They have known about it. They've known about it, but they make too much money on the talc powder to remove it from the market.
What did you say it had some similar to formaldehyde? You mentioned it to me not too long ago. Formaldehyde. I'll probably come back to you.
Formaldehyde, maybe toluene. Formaldehyde's very carcinogenic. It's in your shampoos and your skincare. But find my Facebook post. I did a post on all the toxins in shampoo and all the toxins in skincare and makeup. Talc powder is in your blush, your powdered timeless minerals, and your eye color. And so it causes cancer. Why? This is why people are so sick. So we did have a whole makeup line. We do have foundation still, but when you start using these products, I had such severe acne. My acne is gone. I have beautiful skin. The Eternity helps with that. The Vucoidin helps with that. Eternity delivers oxygen to every cell in your body. So I don't look like I'm going to be 50. I think I'm a walking testimony. Just go toxic
You used some of
free.
that too, remember?
Oh yeah.
You
So,
printed that under for that.
okay, more to my story. I got diagnosed with basal cell carcinoma in July of last year. August. They called me in August. I'm like, what? How can I get the breast pain to go away, the lip pain to go away, my bone marrow biopsy to get canceled, and by the way, the H pill, since I started taking the H pill, I no longer have leukopenia, which is why I was gonna have the bone marrow biopsy in the first place. The coffee brought me out of the danger zone, but I still wasn't making enough white blood cells. They were still low, but I was out of the danger zone. When I started the H pill last year in 2018 is the first year I had perfect blood work. So then they tell me I've got cancer, basal cell carcinoma on the corner of my eye. I'm like, you gotta be kidding me. I'm ready to go. I'm just ready to just be done. I have so much pain in my neck. Maybe it's just God's will, right? So that's starting to mess with my head. But I started taking that diatomic hydrogen water while it's sitting in my cup, and I kept putting it on my eye. I have pictures on my phone of the tumor shrinking on my eye.
Wow.
It stung and it itched. It was gone in 3 weeks. So I show the doctor my pictures. I'm like, do I have to have this biopsy? Look at the results. He's like, yes, it was cancer. You got to have this biopsy. It was cancer free. It was gone. But he also told me that he's pretty sure that I got that cancer because of the chemicals I was having such a severe reaction to. So for me, preaching the toxic-free Mauer mission is imperative. This company has saved my life. I'm sitting here before you because it saved my life. I won't give up and I won't quit. Right, Mike? So, it's been a beautiful day. It's been a pleasure to meet each and every
Me
one of
too.
you.
I'm really